Hello everyone, it's Phil Smith here. It's Monday the 19th of January. Hope everyone's week started well. Mine went good. Monday went absolutely fine. So, last week I watched Daryl Dixon, Walking Dead Daryl Dixon spin-off series. Season 1 is only 6 episodes long. So I got through it pretty quick, one episode per day. It was really good. I actually really enjoyed it. The beginning was confusing. It was like, why is Daryl somehow in France? Because it basically starts off with him tied to a boat and on the sea, and basically drifted towards France and on the French beach. Did they try to explain it? No. Well, not yet anyway. You have to wait until episode 5 to get a bit of background on that. So obviously at the end of The Walking Dead, Daryl goes off alone to see if Rick was still alive, to find any clues that he was still alive. And now somehow he's got to France. Now at France is basically like, why are we here? Sort of thing. He encounters a new type of walker. It is the acid variant of walker. Basically, you cannot touch these without burning your skin off, which is pretty bad. It turns out that in France, it's like a bit of more contamination for the walkers. So the majority of the walkers have like acid skin and acid blood. So yeah, you probably want to keep them the hell away from you. But he's basically like scouting to see like where he is. When he finds out he's in France, but pretty quick. He comes across a group of people. They basically get overrun by this other group of people, which turns out to be the bad guys. I'm not going to say any names, like I'm not going to try and pronounce any names because they're all like French names, and I'll butcher the hell out of them because I'm no good with foreign-sounding names. But he actually escapes. He comes to a nunnery, which basically takes him in, looks after him for a bit. And like as the series goes on, he's like gathers all these like these people, like one of the nuns, like one of the surviving nuns, because they have a bit of a battle in the nunnery. It turns out that the nuns has been there since before the apocalypse started. So it's like a safe haven, and I suppose that's like the good thing about France and like Europe in a zombie apocalypse. They got fortified towers and like castles and that. That's a pretty good stronghold to be fair. Same thing with England, I suppose, because we got some pretty good castles here. But anyway, that they go off to the surviving nuns as well as a child that was there as well. Turns out the child is pretty special, and you'll find out a little bit later. So like later on in the series, it gives you like a flashback to before times, like before the actual apocalypse happened. Turns out this I think it's like Isabella, her name is. Turns out she was a bit of a pickpocket, and like she was at the one of the nightclubs, like clawing watches and everything. Her and her then boyfriend basically realise what's going on. They all try to escape. She picks up her pregnant sister, and they have to escape. Now go to this nunnery. They ended up ditching the boyfriend along the way. So while at this nunnery, the same one that Daryl comes across all these years later, she gives birth and basically zombifies, turns into a walker, which in turn grants the baby, I guess, like immortality. I don't really know how that sort of thing would work, but apparently it's a like a special child sort of thing, because it survived the birth from the mother who turned into a walker zombie. Yeah, I don't know if they're trying to go through the trying to go through the Last of Us sort of plot line from series one, but I really don't know. But anyway, it basically like goes along. They come across other communities. They basically make a team up. They actually get into Paris, which was their like main goal. They find out about this place called the Nest. They basically have like fight the bad guys, that sort of thing. And then basically eventually the few survivors actually get to the Nest, and it's basically a safe haven. The Nest is actually a real place. It is, from what I could see, I don't know the actual name of the place, but it's a fortification in the sea a few miles out from France. I don't really know exactly where, but in this one it's called the Nest, and it is like this major like community of like people with like infirmaries, like doctors, nurses, and like people who make food in it. It's like really nice place to be in that sort of environment with all the walkers about. Obviously, yes. Episode 5 basically says this is what happened to Daryl. While in America, he basically comes across these a group of people. It's basically like no fighting, but we want to basically keep zombies, keep the walkers. Something goes wrong and they have a fight at the end of it, and cast Daryl out. They take him to this freight ship, which is like cargo ship. There you go. Keep him locked up. Somehow he escapes, and they basically escape by boat. Daryl is the only one that's still alive, and he goes down to the boat, and then does basically that's it. He just drifts ashore into France, and that's how Daryl Dixon season 1 starts. So that's basically the backstory. At the end of the final episode, at the beginning of the final episode, they had a scene. It's a bit of a confusing one. It was, I thought it was World War Two. I definitely thought it was World War Two. Scene is like all these like people, like soldiers, dying in battle. I'm like, I know it's sad, but what's this got to do with the Walking Dead Daryl Dixon series? At the end, it explains it. Daryl finds a place by the sea where there's all these crosses planted, all the fallen soldiers in the Battle of Normandy. It's Normandy Beach. He finds his grandfather. Turns out one of the people who died in war at the beginning of the episode was Daryl's grandfather. So that was a touching moment at the end of that episode. And then after that, he sees a ship, and he basically waves it over. They flash and blare their horn. They're coming to get him. Hopefully, I haven't started season 2 yet. But then it switches to America. A guy on the bike, like a guy on a motorbike, Daryl's bike it turned out to be. Car turns up. Carol comes out. Guy essentially like holds her like at gunpoint. She invites him to see her stash in the back of her car. Basically overpowers him, takes his guns and his motorcycle, I think, to be fair, and she basically like goes off because she is looking for Daryl in season 2, I believe. I do know that she's going to make a more of an appearance in season 2. So yeah, to be fair, like I know people's got their gripes about Walking Dead spin-offs. But season 1 of this is really enjoyable. I actually enjoyed it. Season 2, according to the synopsis, looks like it's still going to be in France, because he's trying to make his way back to America. So we'll have to see what happens. And I know this it's like a couple of years old. This show is, apart from season 3. Season 3 just came out last year, I believe. It's set in England, season 3, so we'll have to see how that pans out for them. But yeah, it's like actually enjoyable series. So yeah, I'm gonna leave this video here. Tomorrow I'll have a Silent Hill 3 file readings video. It should be another long one, I bet. So yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys next time.